The Price of Truth, a sermon for August 3, 2024. Brothers and sisters, today's gospel reading from Matthew 14:1 to 12 presents us with a poignant story, the death of John the Baptist. This event serves as a powerful reminder of the cost of truth and the unwavering faith that can lead to sacrifice. John, a fearless prophet, stood firm in his convictions, challenging the immoral action of Herod Antipas. Even knowing the potential consequences, his story compels us to examine our commitment to truth and righteousness and the sacrifices we are willing to make for our beliefs. The courage of conviction. John the Baptist was a man of unwavering faith, a voice crying out of the wilderness, calling for the repentance and preparing the way for the coming of the Messiah. He was not afraid to speak truth to power, even when it meant facing persecution. He rebuked Herod for his illicit relationship with Herodias, knowing that his words would likely lead to his downfall. John's courage is a powerful example for us, reminding us that we too must be willing to stand up for what is right even when it's difficult. The cost of discipleship. John's martyrdom underscores the potential cost of following Jesus. Discipleship is not always easy. It often requires a sacrifice and may bring hardship. John's life illustrates this truth, showing us that true faith is not a passive acceptance of the status quo, but an active commitment to God's will, even when it means facing adversity. The power of faithfulness. Despite the looming threat of death, John remained steadfast in his faithfulness to God. He never wavered in his commitment to truth and righteousness. Even when faced in the ultimate test, his unwavering faith serves as an inspiring example, reminding us that our commitment to God can have a profound impact, influencing others and glorifying God. Standing up for what is right. In a world where the truth is often compromised, John's courage calls us to be steadfast witnesses for God's kingdom. We are reminded that our faith can make a difference, that, like John, we can stand up for what is right. We can choose to speak out against injustice, advocate for the marginalized, and live lives that reflect the love and truth of God. Brothers and sisters, let us be inspired by the example of John the Baptist. Let us embrace the courage of conviction, the cost of discipleship, and the power of faithfulness. Let us stand up for what is right, even when it's difficult, and let our lives be a testament to the truth of God's love. May we be bold in our faith, unwavering in our commitment to righteousness, and willing to pay the price for truth, knowing that our sacrifice will ultimately lead to a greater glory. Let us reflect on the following questions. How can we be more courageous in speaking truth to power in our own lives? What sacrifices are we willing to make for our faith? How can we be more faithful to God on our daily lives? What steps can we take to stand up for what is right in our community? May God grant us the strength and the courage to live out our faith with integrity and conviction, following the example of John the Baptist. Reflection and application. This gospel reading invites us to reflect on our own lives and how we embody the values demonstrated by John the Baptist. We can ask ourselves, are we willing to speak truth to power, even when it's uncomfortable? How committed are we to following Jesus, even when it's challenging? Do we live our lives with unwavering faithfulness to God? Are we actively seeking to make a difference in the world, standing up for what is right? By reflecting on these questions and striving to live out these values, we can honor the legacy of John the Baptist and contribute to the building of God's kingdom. We can apply the lessons from this gospel to our own lives in several ways. Prioritize rest. Be mindful of busyness. Seek out alone time with God.